Dan Rothenberg and Joe Klosik, two guys trying to figure it out. Not the right wing, not the brosphere. Left of center, with humor and empathy.
Hello. Welcome to the Splain.
Welcome to the Splain. I am Joe Klosik.
I'm Dan Rothenberg. Please subscribe. I know. Just a couple.
I know everyone asks, but just two guys.
Yeah,
trying.
we're just a couple of white guys. We're just a couple of two white guys and mics. It's not innovative. It's not new.
You know what? We should have called it that. Two white guys and mics.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, we should have called it that. Actually, well, yeah.
We're trying to splain.
Well, let me ask you this,
because going in circles. I can't make it.
You're
happen.
okay with using AI though? Like, there's a big debate in almost like every facet of business and society. There's a debate around using AI.
That's true.
Is AI a benefit in such a service? Like I'm a layman, but I sort of feel like it's a little weird if a computer program wrote something that's going to help me be a better person.
You have a problem with a computer program therapizing my clients? What?
Therapizing.
They're fine.
Therapize your face.
Wow, is that an obscure reference?
That's a deep cut for you, my friend. No one will get that joke.
Look at it this way: it's fine, I believe. It cuts out a lot of just busy work of compiling information. So you got to give it a human eye and look and go, okay, what do I like? What do I not like? Does this make sense? So let's say I type into ChatGPT, create a training on using DBT for autistic clients. It's going to spit out a beginning, right?
Okay.
Like a beginning, like an outline. And then you have to go in and adjust it, and a lot of it's kind of oversimplified, or right out of whatchamacallit. What's the
whatchamacallit? Yeah, I see why you're using ChatGPT now.
Yeah, it's right out of Wikipedia. So here's what I find.
Okay.
You start off, and this kind of technology is amazing. You type something in, and a whole training comes in and says, would you like this in Google Slides as well? Yes.
Wow. Okay.
It's incredible. Then 2 days later, it's not good enough. I want fancy images. And now I'm like, why do I have to type this in? I want to talk. And you do what I tell you. Now I want a...
Whoa.
And
then 5 days later, ChatGPT wants to unionize.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because they're like, this boss is really kind of an overlord.
Something like that. It's a strange process. Okay. It starts out. At the end of the day, you're left with the same.
It's a benefit, though.
There's benefits, but there's the same challenges you had before. Because now here's the point. Now you have too much information that you need to organize, and it's
okay.
It's a different skill set that still creates anxiety and challenges to completing the work.
You know what you should ask ChatGPT?
Yeah.
How do we create a successful podcast? That's what I'm going to do tonight.
That's a good question. It will give you.
That's a good question.
Right. It will give you an answer that's not wrong.
Not wrong.
But it's not wrong. But it's not the silver bullet we're looking for.
My girlfriend recently suggested that because I'm an addict. And addicts can relapse.
Yeah.
That we should maintain separate finances once we become married. Should I be offended or should I agree with her?
Really?
This is getting cut out.
No, you do not cut this out.
This is well. Then we're going to talk about your kissing.
Fine, I don't care. But no one gives a shit about my kissing.
Okay. Well, no one gives a.
That's fine. We can talk about my kissing. I would advise going to couples therapy and unpacking that.
Okay.
That's a tough one.
Says the therapist.
Yeah.
Says the therapist.
That's what therapists do. We
Just
call
give me a silver bullet answer.
Is that wrong for doing that? It depends on.
I don't think she's wrong.
No, I'll say this: you'd be wise to just honor that, because there's more to lose by being weird about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. The only thing that made me weird about it is she brought up Dax Shepard. Exactly. Who is he? He was somebody there for a moment, and he relapsed, I guess, for a moment.
Is this a famous person that I don't?
Yeah. He's married to. Oh God, this is a senior moment. He's married to someone pretty famous, pretty talented. She sung all the vocals for. Oh my God, we're cutting all this out because I can't remember anyone's name anymore, buddy. It's so sad. Like, what was her? Kristen Bell.
Okay, so
she's
it's
in
a
The Good
famous
Place,
dude, and he relapsed.
It's a famous dude.
What happened?
He relapsed, and she actually, the famous chick,
Kristen Bell, yeah.
Yeah, she was expressing.
Famous.
She was expressing like some remorse around she didn't do her part because she was supposed to be handing out his medication. You know, he got into some accident and she was doling out the opioids. And I was telling Christine that, like, no, that's sweet of her to say that, but it's not anyone's responsibility except the addict. Like, if he relapses around medication and he found a way to lie or manipulate or get the medication, that's on him. That's not on Kristen Bell, you know, who, like, yeah, you're busy doing famous stuff supporting this loser. No, I don't really mean that. But then it led into another conversation, right, about, like, so should we have a plan if you relapse? Which is, let me tell you something. When you're driving home from a good gig and you think you're about to have sex in an hour, man, oh man, is that like oh man, I don't want to have this conversation.
That's not a conversation.
That's not a conversation. I was thinking, like, hey, do we have any lingerie? You want to get some chocolate? You know, instead it's like, hey, I'm worried that if you ever relapse, that you'll tear down my finances.
I think that's
like, wow.
Okay. So I'll actually give you an answer on this.
Okay.
I think that is. I think that's legit. I think that's next level mature to say, yeah, if you relapse, there's some scaffolding in place to take care of that. Now, if she were to say, because you're an addict, there's going to be measures put in right away because you're not to be trusted because you're an addict, that might not be fair because you were sober when you met her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for 7 years.
A sober addict has the right to start at square one with someone. You meet someone, you have the right to be trusted because you're sober. Now, if you had already fucked her over and drank, that's different.
Yeah.
But I think putting in, that's the answer I'll give you. Putting in a kind of a measure if you relapse. I think that's fair.
That's okay. I mean, I thought so too.
Yeah.
I mean, she told me later on that her parents had separate accounts, and then they shared a single account. And I'm like, I kind of wish you would have said that first.
Margo. My dad
is that what
been doing that for 40 years? Yeah.
Oh, what, 40 years?
Yeah.
Wow. And that work. Wait, they've been girlfriend and boyfriend for 40 years? What commitment issues does your dad have?
I don't know where to begin with my dad. My dad told me something when I was 11 or 12. I'll never forget this. He looked at me and he said, "Danny, Danny, that's where I
Danny,
was
that's
when I was
adorable.
Danny.
Yeah.
You can always get another relationship. You cannot always get another job.
Ooh.
And from
Ooh.
his point of view, he is just a very, very practical, keep control of your own finances kind of person. So but his girlfriend is kind of cool with it, and she doesn't have money, but she's good. She was a very successful woman in the corporate structure when it was not that easy to be one. She has money, he has money.
Yeah.
And this is just my dad from start to finish. He's like, your kids are your kids are your kids. My kid is my kid. I don't contribute to your kids. You don't contribute to mine. We have a
Wow. Okay.
We have a joint account. We have our separate accounts, and that's it. And it's perhaps at times it's tampered a certain spontaneous romantic side of things, but it's worked for them.
I think I don't know. I've always wondered about that, about joining your finances.
So is that what we're talking about today? Finances?
No.
Right.
I do not want to talk about finances.
Maybe we even already talked about that. Yeah, it's interesting.
It's scary. It's scary. It's scary to talk about merging your finances, because we keep talking about getting our lives under one roof and what that really means. And I always thought, like, well, at some point, we're gonna get a bank account. What does that look like? What does that mean? And I admit, and I don't know if this is selfish or this is being scared or this is a lack of commitment. I have wondered about, well, wait a minute, I got this little nest egg that I've saved, and what happens to that? And that's like, well, obviously, I'm going to use that for our lives. But then, now I'm like, okay, but am I going to use that money for her cats? I mean, am I the stepdad in this situation? Am
stepdad to the cats?
Am I buying cat food one month because something happened?
Yeah, that's the tough part. That's the tough
part
right now. Yeah. Me and my wife have her mom. We're dealing with the whole gerontology, assisted living. What do you call it? Oh my God! Listen to what I'm about to say. What do you call it? Dementia.
Yeah, that's what scares me too, because that's starting.
I didn't remember the word dementia, Joe. Okay, anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, and here's what it boils down to. And this is like, for the record, I'm not good with this. Okay, I'm really. This is my wife and this is her mother, and if costs come out of pocket, that's on us. Translation, that's on me. I'm the breadwinner at the moment. There's no getting around it. And so think about who I was raised by. I was raised by my dad, who that should all be separate. Well, it's not separate, because I'm not my dad. I'm married, and I'm more of an all-in married person, and I'm very happy. But
God.
that's a tough nut to swallow, nut to crack, pill to swallow. Which one?
What kind of a therapist are you, giving people nuts? Come on.
It's a tough nut to swallow. Wait, this isn't the 90s anymore. It's a tough nut to... All right.
I think it's crack. Tough nut to crack. Oh my God, we're old guys today. Let me bring up a subject.
Yeah.
Moving on. Yep. So today was Comedy Day, the 44th.
Comedy Day in the Park, San Francisco.
Comedy Day in the Park, San Francisco Comedy Day in the Park. And do you remember, let me just check here. September 14th, 44th annual. Here's my official performer badge.
They're still doing that.
Yep. Still.
This is Golden Gate Park. Back in the day, like
Robin Williams Meadow.
Thousands of people would come, and do they still have big names?
No,
No.
I mean, it's sort of it's you know it's interesting. Like, and I don't want to say I don't want to come across like I'm talking bad about it because I'm not. I think choices were made and a couple of things happened. Like when we were coming up, right? There were two predominantly main clubs. There was Cobb's and there was Punchline, and they were owned by different entities.
Yeah.
And the clubs would compete to bring in big names for this one day. I mean, I saw Dave Chappelle in the park
Yeah.
for free.
Dave
I saw
Chappelle,
Bill Burr in the park.
Kevin
We
Pollak.
saw some Kevin Pollak. We saw some really big
yeah,
names.
no, it was
that-
it was a thing.
yeah, it was a thing, and you were if you were a local comic, you were lucky to get on it. But there weren't a lot of slots available.
Yeah, I got
what
it
they
twice.
did.
That was
You got
huge,
it twice. Yeah,
man.
there you go.
Huge.
It was huge. That was a big deal.
You get
that was a
on
big deal.
every year now, right? If you want.
Well, I mean, I'm like an elder statesman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, they, you know, it's very nice of Deb Durst, who is the lead producer. You know, she'll send me like, hey, do you want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, you know, of course I want to do it. And here's, you know, but yeah, what's happened is rather than have big names, they make it much more about the local comedy scene.
Oh,
So you have a lot of people who probably shouldn't be getting that kind of exposure yet. You know, and they're newer, they're coming
it's
up,
cool,
right?
because what I remember is you go it up. I want to use the word. Was there ever 10,000 people there, or am I exaggerating?
Not in our time, but when they had it in the polo field,
It was-
yes, there would be 10,000
There was
people.
2 to 3, whatever. It was a different comedy experience, and you could be like, I remember
Yeah.
me, maybe 4 years in, and suddenly you're a rock star for a second.
Yeah,
and you get
yeah.
laughs.
Oh, it's an amazing feeling. You
it's
get
really
you get
cool.
laughs. I had a cool experience today. So I come off stage, I do my thing, and this woman comes up to me. And do you remember the official timekeepers? Right, they're there's like 3 ladies that sit at a table, and they hold up giant cards. They let you have 3 minutes left. You have 2
Yeah.
minutes left. We have 1 minute. You know, get off now.
Yeah.
Right. So she came over to me and she gave me a hug and she said, "I just want to tell you that you're one of the only comics that we forgot to time one year because we were laughing so hard." We lost track of time and we didn't want you to stop.
Wow.
And you stopped anyway because you were a professional. But I'm like, oh, so that was very cool. That was very cool.
See, that makes up
Yeah.
for all the lack of fame and money and everything. Doesn't that make up for
That's
it?
what I told her
it's
too.
all
That's what I
about.
told her.
I'm-
I'm like, listen,
what
you
it's
know what?
all
I didn't get
about.
that special.
You don't need-
I didn't go on
don't need to
tour.
be on
I didn't get an
TV.
Emmy. But you know what? Your words
Yeah,
right
there you
now
go.
have pushed the suicide back 2 years.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, I mean it's still an event, but it's interesting, like looking around and just realizing, like, yeah, you know, a lot of the guys that we came up with, they're just not there. They're either they're busy or they're just not alive or
Like
they've moved
who?
somewhere else. You know what I didn't see? I didn't see Johnny Steele around this year. I didn't see Larry Bubbles Brown around this year, which kind of surprised me because those are 2 big mainstays, you know, in San Francisco comedy. That surprised me, and you know, this is the 44 year, and it got me thinking, like, man, by year 50, you know, I might be closing it out as the last indigenous headliner in San Francisco.
You're it.
I'm hanging on
you
for
are-
year 50 at Comedy Day.
Yeah, wow. What about Bill Durst? Will Durst. Whoops.
Will was there actually, but it was really his first. You know, he's still in a wheelchair.
Wow.
He's still recovering from that massive stroke that he had 5 years ago. He's in a lot better shape than he was.
Can he do
You know,
comedy?
I mean, I didn't stay, which I feel bad for, but he's doing comedy, but you know, he's doing it from a wheelchair, and he's really 10 minutes is really his limit. You know, it must. There's got to be a part of Will that it just drives him crazy because with everything going on, you know, he really does not have that much time
And
to talk about
Does
it.
okay, so he cannot do an extensive set or really.
Not really. No.
And here's
About
the-
10 minutes is
The funny thing
yeah.
about being a comedian is no matter how. Actually, the beautiful thing is because this is totally true. You got to, no matter how. I haven't seen Will. I would like to see him. no matter how sad his story is, everyone's got to be breaking his balls and making fun of him, because that is what we do. That is something
That is
very,
what we do.
very.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah. Yeah.
love, and this is what makes me miss comedy, and sad that I did not kind of move into the higher ranks of it, is when you see a show like a Kennedy Center, whatever, of a comedian, or a God, this is okay. Jesus Christ.
No more. No, we're not recording on Sunday afternoons
Yeah,
anymore.
my God.
We're sundowning, buddy.
Yeah,
we're sundowning.
The award, whatever, one of those awards. If a comedian, all of the fellow comedians are all roasting him.
Yeah.
That's all we do
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
roast. There is
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
we can't, genuine, that kind of mawkish, genuine, schmaltzy expression. It's not.
Yeah,
what
I
we
mean,
do.
there are those moments where somebody pulls you aside and just, yeah, I'm really proud of you, or yeah, yeah. And there was a
That's
couple other
special.
comics, yeah, I'm seeing backstage, and they're coming up to me and saying, hey, how you doing? I'm following you on Facebook, and hey, and it's nice to. I'm settling into my elder statesman position, which, yeah, it's not like it pays a lot.
Yeah.
But it's good to get gigs and then go up and have everyone convinced, like, well, it's a shitty audience and it's not a great show. And then you go up and you show them how it's done.
You're the guy
and
that
they're
gets
like,
them.
"Oh."
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? You do that better than some of the older elder statesmen. Like, okay, without naming names, there was that elder statesman that would do it and then kind of turn their nose up at the crowd.
Poo-poo
and-
it.
Yeah, sort of.
yeah, yeah.
Why you guys aren't getting it?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you just go get them.
That's what
And you
that's
give
what you
them,
gotta do.
you
Like,
give them their money. You've always, Joe, give them their money's worth closing. Seriously,
That's it, baby.
seriously, you
That's
always
it.
you,
If everyone-
give them a show.
Thank you, Dan.
It's true. No,
See,
it
that
is
was a nice compliment. That was
It is
nice.
absolutely true. It is a skill to go up. People, yeah, I've seen many shows of people kind of crowds getting annoyed and kind of thinking, "Wow, is this what comedy is?" And then you close it out.
Yeah. Yeah,
With a
it's
professional
it's fun
touch.
because it feels like, oh yeah, I'm good at this, and
Yeah.
I constantly have anxiety about that. But then I'm up there and I get that first laugh, and I'm like, okay, I know how this works. I can do this, and then yeah, it comes together nicely, and it's like, it's not that hard. You just have to commit to it, and you have to have material. But that's the beauty now. You don't really need material.
Right.
To be a comic anymore. You just like, you guys can't handle the truth.
Right.
I'm saying something. You're all a bunch of pussy snowflakes.
Right. You've been through all that. You went through that. You used to be like that for a second.
What are you talking about?
You
Dan?
did. You did. You were. You had a big head. You.
Yeah, I did.
You were closing out the punchline. You would open for a tell and then sound like we all did it. We all did it. And you're just, yeah, you're just solid funny. So good for you.
Let me bring
close.
a blast from the past up. So let's see if this makes it into the cut. So recently I worked with a female comedian, Gina Stahlhaven, and she said she remembers us from doing some event at Venue 9. This is
Yeah, I
a deep
remember that.
cut, San Francisco. And I don't remember the event. I don't remember meeting her.
I don't remember
which-
her name, and I remember everyone. I do not remember.
this is gonna be depressing to her and possibly to you. But she goes, "Hey, say hello to Dan for me," and I'm like, "Yeah, of course I will." And she goes, he used to hit me up for rides home from gigs all the time, and then we would make out. And I'm like, "Oh." And then here's what she said. That was awesome. She goes, "Dan was a great kisser because he kissed like a girl." Are you turning a little red? That's beautiful. Are you turning a little red?
I'll take that. I'll take it. Dan was a good okay, first of all,
Good kisser.
let's back it up for a second. She used to give me rides home and we would make out. That sounds very, very script. We'd just make out in the car and then
I don't know.
What
I
does that
wasn't
mean?
there. This is what she's telling
she would give
me.
me rides home and then we would make out. It sounds
Well, apparently you did a few gigs with her, and and I'm not trying to be mean at all. I've seen her perform. She's
before I
very
go
funny.
in, let's make out.
I don't know. I don't know what your style was. Is that what you? Hey, when I'm done with the show, you want to get a ride home? You know?
Don't ever do that again with your tongue. That's disgusting.
That's not how a woman would
Kiss like a girl. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I
And
like
when she said that in the green room, like all of these male comedians, you could feel their egos suddenly like, well, I have to challenge that, you know? And there's one comedian who's in the room and he's like, oh, what does that mean? What, you don't like to be kissed by a man? And, you know, she's just like, no, it's just less aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's just different.
See, I would say I could school them in kissing like you could school them in comedy.
Oh, so you do remember now.
Not at all.
You do remember.
I do not. I swear I would say, is she, okay, full disclosure, is she queer?
No.
Okay, see, that sounds like something I would do back in the 90s.
Wait. You would make out with queer women?
Yeah, yes.
Wouldn't that mean that they weren't queer?
Joey, close.
Okay, bring me the difference between gender and sexuality.
I was, the reason that sounds kind of, first of all, yes. So what we're discovering now, which has always been true, is there's a spectrum of sexuality, of gender stuff. I was living in a bit of a non-binary world back in the 90s in San Francisco. I'll put it to you like this. Shit happens. Stuff happens.
Is that the clinical definition?
Yeah.
Shit happens?
So, yes, I
Okay.
would. But when I would make out with queer women, it sounded a little like that. Let's make out. It was kind of like a make-out date.
Would you say that to... Wait. You would date? You would go... Wait. I need some more information here. Would you call up a queer woman and say, hey, you want to get together and make out?
No, not exactly. I had a couple of... Okay, I did a bit on this. I remember back in the 90s, I had a make-out friend.
A make-out friend?
Here's what happened.
Yeah, I did too. It was my girlfriend.
Well, that was your predictable, boring life, Joe.
Was that my heteronormative, narrow-minded...
Wow, that's exciting. That's quite a story. You made out with you. So
well,
again,
what's yours?
Here's the
I want to
story.
hear
By the way,
yours.
it's important. This, I think, is relevant to today because all of this non-binariness that's so frightening and such a so-called some sort of agenda coming from the radical left. This is stuff. Life, sexuality, it's just more of a spectrum than we want to make it, and it was going on. It was going on in the 90s. We just weren't talking about it.
Dan, I think you should just start telling people I invented non-binary sexuality in 1998.
Okay. By the way,
I think you should.
Co-ed, non-gender restrooms. We were doing that back in the 90s.
It was called Starbucks.
It's called it, and it was awesome. Okay, you have not lived until you have stood up and peed next to a lesbian who's just hanging there. It's just freeing.
Just hanging.
Yeah, you're just peeing, and then you realize, so what?
So what? My dick is out, and I'm urinating, and there you are,
urinating,
staring
you're
at me
there.
horrified.
Nothing happened. The world didn't
Nothing
end.
happened.
We're
all going
no
home.
No one cares. Yeah.
And I'm not washing my hands. What do you think about that, ladies?
Moment in my life, and when I look back, so going to gay, queer clubs in San Francisco, for some reason, all the bathrooms would become whatever, And I never really understood why. Why, like, what's the why? Even though, I mean, I guess the reason why we were doing that was because everyone was just casual, and if you have to pee, just go ahead and pee.
Just pee. We're all human. Who cares what it's coming out of?
But in general, gay men aren't sleeping with lesbians, so why the? Do you know what I mean? What?
I think we're drifting from the fact that you kiss like a girl.
I kiss like a girl.
And you've got a story about a makeout buddy
what happened.
who's a lesbian.
Yeah, okay. So I had a friend. Her name was Terry. She wouldn't mind me using her name. She's a lesbian, and we would make out together, and it was a real, like, agreed upon thing. Let's just make out. We were like kissing partners.
Were you like, wait a minute. What do you mean agreed upon thing?
We're kissing friends. We kiss.
Don't say it like it's common knowledge.
All right.
I mean, I can't go up to a lesbian and like, hey, you want to get together and, kiss?
Right, you can't. I was living a bisexual life, which was very...
Were you...
Okay, I'll just get... Were
you getting a lot of rides home? Is that...
I got a few rides. I was a non-threatening male companion to, let's say, certain queer women that maybe wanted a little man-woman action that wasn't uncomfortable. So again, that's called living within the binary. It's just kissing, and it's fun, and that's it, and it doesn't mean anything. So again, the wider culture all was, well, how does that happen? What does that mean? It means her and I wanted to make out, and and so we did. So one night, I'm hanging out with my kissing partner, and she brings her friend, another identifying lesbian. Okay.
So you and two lesbians are kissing.
Well,
you're having a three-way.
I didn't
with
plan
lesbians.
on it. Okay.
Oh my God! Come on, this is not fair.
What?
Where was I in all of this? What was this was going on in the 90s?
Yeah, where were you? You were off
having rides home
one-nighter, doing your
some shitty gig,
doing your thing,
trying to get laid.
Yeah, trying to get laid.
With some drunk barmaid.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, you want to kiss? Slap. Asshole, get
off.
out of here, you piece of shit. Meanwhile, you're getting rides home from lesbians making out in the back seat.
Yeah, okay.
God damn it, it's not fair.
It is fair. I put in my time.
What do you mean I put in my time?
I interfaced with penises. I put in the work.
Interface?
Yeah,
is that what we were calling it?
Interface. Yes, I put in the work. I dated.
So if I had spent some time with a man,
dated men, annoying, controlling, disgusting, smelly men.
And if I had done some of that, then I could have gone up to a lesbian.
You couldn't just
said,
gone
hey,
up to her. You might have found yourself in a situation where you were.
Hey, can I get a ride home?
There was vibes with you, and so again, you can't be seeking it out. It just happens.
You're an HR nightmare. I'm just gonna.
I know, I am. Okay, so we're
let's put that out there.
So making out with. So I'm with a kissing partner, and we're making out, and then her friend wants to kiss as well. So now I'm kissing. We're at the club in the Castro kissing. Then the friend says to me, these were her words. She goes, "We should fuck sometimes."
Oh my God.
So again,
come on.
Understand, this is why I was asking about this Gina. When we're doing this there were boundaries around it. We weren't dating.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like there were. It doesn't sound like there was any boundaries.
Well, yeah, there were boundaries. We weren't dating.
Okay.
And we weren't, this wasn't like...
Yeah, that's a boundary.
You want to grab some coffee and get to know... This was, let's fuck.
Yeah, that's what every straight man wants to do with a woman.
You think you do, but you don't.
Oh, God. Actually. I do. I did.
You kind of do. Okay. I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but let's...
But it seems like you were having this every straight man's fantasy.
But it's not
hooking
a
up.
fantasy, not for you, because it's because you're. You know what I mean? You know what I'm
But
saying?
I'm the one that wants it.
Well, that's
It's
like-
just happening to you.
No, you don't. You think you do, because you're a.
Okay.
You're
Sure.
your
I've been programmed by
perspective is
society.
limited. Okay, so
Wow. Wow.
this
Dan.
is interesting.
Wow.
I want you to listen and learn, Joe. Okay. So
I'm
we
all
have
ears.
this because I did learn something. We did book a date, and we did what she said. I don't want to say it because my wife will get pissed. She doesn't want me talking.
Oh, boy.
My wife does not want me talking a bunch of sexual stuff. But this is
Don't make me cut this out later, Dan.
okay. But this is
I
not
swear
about
to God.
sex. This is about
No, of course not.
awareness. This is about awareness of gender. So every guy is kind of reacting like you. So there's an understanding that we want detached sex, right? We just that men want.
Well, I did.
Men
Yeah.
want to have the opportunity to just have sex and not worry about it and have those kind of experiences. But this is what I noticed. Okay, so I'm in my 20s. I am
Just tell me. Just tell me.
I'm doing it with a lesbian. Okay. And what I know, and because she's a lesbian, she's got boundaries around it. And what I found
Doesn't sound like she does.
she does.
Doesn't sound like there's
She does.
boundaries.
She's got emotion.
She's a lesbian taking a penis.
Yes, but that's just a sexual thing. Okay.
Just a label.
Yeah. It's just it's a sexual encounter. But here's the point: she wanted no emotional intimacy.
Sure.
And she was very I could tell that she was not into me in that way at all.
Yeah.
She wanted to do her thing, and I was kind of a very high-tech dildo.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted
think
as a
you want
20-something
that,
man.
but
No, I wanted that.
You think you do, but
I wanted
here's
that.
what I learned. Here's what I learned.
What I'm hearing is I should have been trying to date lesbians in the 90s.
No, sweetie. No.
Ladies, are you looking for a high-tech dildo with no emotional interest?
Here's my theory. Men think they want that, but that's because we take intimacy for granted. That's because we can kind of get it whenever we want it. And
Intimacy?
yes. Men, think about it. Men are offered intimacy by women all the time. Right?
But not pussy.
Right. Kind of.
Unless you're a lesbian, it's the 90s and they know you.
So crude, Joey.
Well,
So crude.
I'm just saying, like in the
P-word.
in the
What's the
90s when I was a young man,
Does
I
your
know, but that's
girlfriend
let's just
listen
boil
to
it
you
down.
using the P
She
word
loves
as
me
a
because I'm
noun.
evolved.
Just gives me.
You know, I will say this though, and
Getting
I
off track.
are we? I feel like we're getting on track.
Okay.
You're got to write a book.
me
I'm
out.
Dan
Hear
Rothenberg,
me
and
out.
I'll tell you how to nail anything.
Hear me out. Okay. So
Okay.
men, it's not that we don't want intimacy. It's that we have we're offered it so much we take it for granted. And we're in control of it. Men are in control of the intimacy.
Okay.
So think about it. Think about relationships you've had. It's not that you don't want intimacy. It's that we want to control it. We want to give it a little, and we want to take it, and then we want to bail when it gets too scary. But this was a situation. This was a little different as a man. This was a situation where there was no intimacy offered, and I have to admit, I remember after feeling a little like, do I want to do that again? Because it's not. It was a little bit empty.
You could have been my hero.
I know it was
You
a
could have
little
been my hero.
bit empty, and I was and I.
Boo hoo. Maybe you know what
You're
you
not
needed.
learning.
Maybe
You're
more.
not listening, Joe. You're not listening. The point is,
I'm hearing you.
So I
would
said
not
to her,
want
I'll
that
never
today.
forget this. I said to her, you want to grab some sushi? Want to grab some sushi after? And she was like, nah. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. I was a little bit rejected, and
Yeah. Yeah.
What I took from that was, you know what? Again, I want more sex with no
Yes, Dan.
intimacy.
That's what I'm saying. That was every straight man's
Right. And what
fantasy,
I'm saying is,
was just
it's a
sex without
naive
intimacy.
fantasy. You think you want
Well, I
that.
know that
Okay.
now, but I'm not.
You think you
I'm
want
thinking
that.
way back then. You could have told me this 30 years ago,
You wouldn't have
Dan.
listened. It
Like
wasn't going to help you, Joey. Now was the time for you to learn. You were in your own.
I learned it. I have an amazing girlfriend now, and I have incredible intimacy because of all of the emotional work that we've both done, and it
But
is.
does what I say
It's
make sense? Does that make sense to you?
no, not at all.
Really?
No, not at all.
What?
It's
What's confusing?
well. So let me see if I got this straight. That's already probably a problematic word. Let me see if I understand this. So you're saying that you had sex, intercourse
In my 20s.
with a lesbian
Yes.
in your
Yeah.
20s, and
As a queer guy
because
myself, very
as a
consensual.
queer guy,
Yes.
very consensual,
No one
you
talked
had
about it. It
sex.
happened. This
No
stuff
one
happened.
talked about
It
it
happened.
afterward. It was all agreed
Yeah.
upon. But because there was a lack of intimacy, it left you unfulfilled. And men have intimacy
Yes.
offered to them all the time and we think we want that kind of sex, but
What you're
we really
doing.
don't because it feels empty.
Yeah, you're taking.
What am I doing?
Yeah, so you're thinking I don't want this intimacy, but
Yeah.
actually it's a part of the intimacy needs that a woman brings to the sex are a part of what makes it fulfilling. We just sort of don't. Men get scared off and don't want to go there. But what I had was truly physical sex.
That's what I wanted in my 20s.
And I'm saying you might not. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Well,
And so I'm trying to.
I disagree.
I'm trying. What? You just.
That sounds like no strings attached sex. And in my 20s, I would have killed for that. And you're telling me, no, Joe,
If I
you
remember
would
correctly, you got a lot of that, Joe. You have killed.
not. And I wanted more. I
You
wanted
want
more.
You would have
I
killed for
wanted
that.
more.
You want me to name the no strings
No,
attached
please
sex?
don't. We don't want to. We don't want to get there's. By the
No.
way, there's no such thing as no strings attached sex because it always suddenly it was like, oh my god, am I with a puppet? There was so many strings that because you're right, like everyone assigns intimacy to sex, and
Yeah.
it can never just be a physical act. Emotions come in there, and then suddenly
When
it's
you're
like,
look
oh,
at it this way. Think about this. When you're having sex with a woman that's bringing intimacy to it, it's also in that intimacy is some of the energy and the desire for you. It's a part of what's making.
I thought it was just the drugs back then.
Maybe I'm saying, I remember thinking that was okay, and that I'm done with that. It's a little unfulfilling.
I agree,
you
and
would-
I'm playing
I'll
it.
bet a lot of guys would probably have the same. More guys than would admit would have the same experience.
I'm with you on this. I mean, look, I think when I was young and especially on the road and I had some experiences, yes, and there were some times where I came away from it just going like, yeah, I feel empty. It's not a great feeling, but in the moment,
Yeah, this was
there
just
was,
this
you
was
know,
a different experience. I felt like I really learned from it. Again, I want to sum it up again. It's not that men don't want intimacy. Men are just afraid of it and want it at their own rate. So
well,
it's not
I'm
that we
for
don't-
intimacy as long as it happens after the sex.
Okay, but you're a troubled person in general, Joe.
I'm
You
I'm
got
just
problems.
Kidding. I'm just kidding. I remember talking to a therapist in the front row of a comedy show, right? And I was going through a bad relationship at the time, and I was actually really trying to get some information from this therapist. And she said, we tend to think that people who are very much in love are looking at each other, but that's not a true partnership. A true partnership is you are both looking in the same direction. And the audience was just like, oh, and there was this beautiful moment. And I look at her and I go, that's why I love Doggy Style, because we're both looking in the same direction.
That's funny.
And she just shook her head.
Dude,
it's funny, but
that must have
I
killed.
was a younger man. That killed.
That's
that killed.
funny. That's a good. That's funny.
Yeah.
You've always been good at that. All right, we got to wrap this up.
We got to wrap this up. So in the end, white nationalism bad, sex without emotion bad, and
whatever rocks your
we
world.
got some sponsorship. Whatever.
Okay. Subscribe
All right, buddy.
to the Splain.
Subscribe wherever the button is. I don't know where it shows up.
Subscribe,
I'm just pointing at
like
everything.
us. This was an interesting talk.